There's a look around every time. It's hysterical. But now to officially start the show with a good old-fashioned introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, step right up to see the most amazing feats of mind over matter, pain tolerance, and death defiance you shall ever see on this earth. Witness 20 inches of solid stainless steel go down the hatch without a scratch. That's right, it's officially time for the Sword Swallowing Show! Thank you very much for being here, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cy, the Sword Swallower. I'm a man of skill, a man of danger, and some would even say, a complete lunatic.
Yeah!
I see some of you agree. The rest of you need a little bit more proof. Well, in the words of the bard, Bruno Mars. Don't believe me? Just watch. Cy, the Sword Swallower is just one of my many names. I also go by Sideshow Cy, which is my official stage name, and it's also the name on all of my social medias. And I also go by my real name, which is Cyrus Penn. Believe it or not, that's my real name, Cyrus Penn. My loving parents gave me that. It is destiny and a God-given pun. Cyrus Penn is mightier than the sword. I'm gonna warn you right now, the jokes do not get better. How else do you think I became a sword swallower? How else do you think I made a profession in dangerous stunts, dealing in sharp and pointy objects, thus becoming officially an impalement artist? That is indeed the show you're going to see here, folks. Many, many dangerous stunts involving these pointy objects. And like all stunt shows, mine is no different in that exact detail. And that all stunts get only more dangerous as the show goes on. Are you ready for the danger? Shall we start off the show with some danger? All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get the danger, all right. In this form, I'm going to take one of these swords here, and then I'm going to lift it high above me, and then I'm going to lower it, point down on my face. Watch. Watch. Somebody kill that cat.
Woo!
I can see by your lack of enthusiasm that is not dangerous enough for you, is it?
No!
Of course not. Do you want it to be more dangerous?
Yeah!
Do you want this stunt to involve every single sword that you see on this rack?
Yeah!
Then you shall have it, ladies and gentlemen. I shall do that exact same stunt with every single sword on this rack at the same time. Loopholes! I will say this, folks, this actually is really dangerous because, yeah, this thing is really heavy, and it's looking a lot like a medieval version of a saw death trap. Well, you know what the kids say these days. That's how you start off the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I say one more time, welcome to the Sword Swallowing Show. The most dangerous stunts you'll see all day. Let me know, are you ready to see the sword swallowing? Excellent, we're going to get to that. But before we do, folks, oh, it gets worse. Before I do, folks, I want to take you on a little journey throughout how I became such the dangerous performer that I am today. You are about to see, again, some of the most dangerous stunts you'll ever see in your life. First, I started balancing heavy objects on my face. But then, before I was a sword swallower, I was actually a juggler. As you see by that reaction why I became a sword swallower. I know, we're all thinking the same thing. Nobody's really interested in a juggler, unless there's a good chance he's going to kill himself. Yeah. But then also, you either become really good, or you become really funny. Sorry, hands are a little sweaty. Nobody's stopping me. Thankfully, the guy who said go for it is not the one sitting right here. I'm kidding. You can sit back down. I'm not doing that again. I've learned my lesson. Folks, no, what we're going to do here, indeed, is to show you how much danger does, indeed, bring all of the boys to all the audience. Danger, milkshake, same difference. Because this is how a juggler makes it more dangerous. However, I am no mere juggler. I am a lunatic. And this is how a lunatic makes it more dangerous.
Oh, I thought you were hard.
This is not it. I just need 2 hands. I have right here 3. Count them 3. Individually wrapped candies.
That's only one.
Candies. No, you do not want one. Don't take candy from strangers. You should know this already. These are candies that I should not utter the name of because the company is not paying me. Right before your very eyes, I stick the candy on the ends of the knives. That is what I do with candy. Tell me, what do you do with candy? Yeah, okay, we have some smart kids in the crowd. The adults, it took a second. Yes, indeed, folks, you eat candy. And for those of you who haven't figured out where the heck this is going, I am now going to attempt to juggle the knives and thus attempt to eat the candy off for your demented entertainment. Lords and ladies, let me know, can you see them?
Yes!
Okay, you can see them right now. But when I start juggling, the candies get very blurry. You have to focus on them about as much as I do. So every time I eat one off, I need you all to yell, scream, throw small children high in the air to let me know that you saw it happen, and to reassure me that this is a good idea. There's plenty. Thank you very much. There's plenty of children in this audience. My record is 5. Actually, one more disclaimer before I begin. If you see one of these fly off, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it's not part of the show. Duck. No, I heard that. Like, don't you dare try and eat it. There's a chance there's a knife coming too. All right, no more Stalin. We're not in Russia. Here we go. I warned you. All right, here we go. Watch closely. How do you do it? And the crowd goes mild. I don't need your pity. I swallow swords and juggle knives for a living. I don't need any more pity. No, I am on your side, though. That did happen too quick. So quick that the front row as well as the back row didn't see it happen. So, I am going to show you when it's going to happen next. First, I'm going to toss a knife under my leg. And then attempt to eat off the candy. You thought it was an M&M? Kid, you're not allowed to be more funny than I am. All right, folks, here we go. Can you believe I went to college? Can you believe I graduated? No. Kids, I'm about to tell you something that's going to make your parents very uncomfortable. This is a real job. All right. All right, here we go, folks. Watch closely. Next knife under my leg. And next candy in my face hole. The right one. You would be surprised.
You?
Thank you very much for half of you. Everybody in back, this is not TV. I can see you. I'm also risking life, lip, and type 2 diabetes for your entertainment. I have one left. This last one's gonna get every single one of you hooping, hollering, cheering, donuts children high in the air, letting everybody else in this fair know they're about to miss the sword swallowing show. Why, you ask? Because with this last one, I'm going to toss a knife behind my back. And then attempt to eat off the last one. The trick here is timing. Yes, it's gone wrong before. Yes, I have the scars to prove it. You may even say that this is how I got into sword swallowing. One way or another. All right, folks, there we go. Last knife behind my back. The last candy in my mouth and not my cheek again. Oh dear God, please let this work. I do not want to go back to the hospital. Even though those nurses were really, really nice. Now's come the time, name the moment. Now you all set your pretty butts down to see. Let me know, are you ready to see the sword swallowing? Say yeah! Come to every show. Are you ready to see the true danger? Say oh yeah! Oh yeah! Are you ready to see me die? Say huzzah! Huzzah! America in a nutshell. Huzzah! Obsessed with blood, death, and accidents. Let's be honest, folks. Nobody wants to see a sword swallower die. I do. Maybe... Where are your parents? I'm sorry. Folks, seriously. I mean, one, if a sword swallower dies, that's a very short show. And then two, literally every single one of you can do that. That's not impressive. It takes a special form of dedicated lunacy to be able to swallow a sword and not die. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your dedicated lunatic today. May I remind you all that whenever people see the term sword swallower, a lot of them will even think that it's just a magic show, where all these swords are just trick swords and I'm tricking you into thinking that I'm actually swallowing these swords. Not the case here. Each of these swords is solid, stainless steel. They do not fold, they do not bend, they do not retract in any handle, they're not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It happens to us all at some point. Now, folks, I do have this for a reason. I do have this for a reason, folks. You would have thought that these are all fake swords, unless you knew what one looked like. Yes, indeed. This is a trick sword, retracts in the handle. You can find these for a few bucks on Amazon. This is what the magicians use when they try to attempt sword swallowing. That's not the case here. We use 100% solid stainless steel blades. And they're not going anywhere except down the hatch without a scratch. Oh, one more thing. Well, I'm sorry, did I ruin your TikTok? Now, one more thing I do have to say, folks, that's obligation to management here. I have to say this. I know you're not stupid, but don't try this at home. I know it's really weird coming from me because it's pretty obvious where I tried this, but serious note here. Serious note, I am a trained professional. I have been doing this for years, and I've had my fair share of accidents. Do not try this anywhere. I'm looking at the kids and the adults right now. Because ever since the invention of the internet challenge, absolutely none of you can be trusted. Much worse than a Tide Pod. Now see, you might actually go home and make a conscious decision to ignore me. At that point, you're on your own. You deserve whatever you get. You're gonna swallow? Please swallow responsibly.
It's not magic wine.
Thank you very much, folks. That's 100% solid stainless steel right down my gullet. It'll happen right before your very eyes, and guess what? It's going to happen again! What you're witnessing here is a feat of pure mind over matter. That is, I'm using my mind to control every muscle between my mouth and my stomach to allow such a rigid piece of steel to pass through. I prove it to you now using this sword, substantially longer than the last one. The last sword just went past my heart. This one goes all the way to the pit of my stomach. And what's more, I shall prove it to you using the drop technique. I'm going to place the blade a quarter of the way in, and then I'm going to let go. And then when I feel myself aligned, I will loosen all the muscles in my stomach, allowing the blade to literally drop the rest of the way in. Yes, it's a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more sick, but do not blink, for it happens quick. drop technique is a feat of excellence among sword swallowers. Every time I swallow a sword, it literally has to nudge my heart and lungs aside to get to the pit of my stomach. Any medical professionals in the audience, they will tell you it's true. Thus, performing the drop technique proves one thing and one thing only. I have complete and utter control over the insides of my body. And with such control, I'm able to swallow not just one, not just two, but 3 solid steel blades at the same time! How about a little bit of audience participation? Every time I shout out 3 blades, I want you to shout back at the same time! Preferably in that low voice, don't let me down. Everybody, 3 blades!
At the same time!
Nice! Just the women, 3 blades!
At the same time!
Just the kids, 3 blades!
At the same time!
A little bit lower than that, but the kids, they won. Well, folks, you're probably thinking that the major danger of this stunt is choking to death on these swords. However, that is just a danger. The major danger is if these swords were to scissor. Yeah, if that happens, it's the end of the show. No refunds. Sword Swallower is dead. We go on to the crack show. I become another piece of their scenery. But you know, the point is not to do that. You know, as the old saying goes, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stranger. Whatever does kill you is not your problem anymore. So ladies and gentlemen, let him hear you at the elephant rides. 3 blades! At the same time! I feel like I owe some of you a little apology after that one. You probably heard a little noise as I was pulling out the swords. Don't be alarmed. That is a common side effect among sword swallowers. Swallowing a lot of swords pushes a lot of air into the stomach. It's got to come out somehow. That either results in a cough, or a burp, or I politely ask one of these children to pull my finger. Really? Where are your parents? You have a lot of explaining to do. Apparently there's not that kind of uncle anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, even after swallowing 3 blades!
At the same time!
Even after swallowing a sword using the drop technique. Oh, it gets worse. There's still people out there that'll be so skeptical, so jaded, to believe that I am not actually swallowing these swords, and no matter what, there's got to be a trick to this, and I'm just a fake. You know what? That breaks my heart. It breaks my tiny, twisted, black, icy little heart. Because I've sacrificed so many years of my social life to perfect this. And that's not funny, that's just sad. But seriously, like, if people come to my show, they can't even see beyond the ends of their nose to insist that every single one of these has got to be fake. Even after all the stunts I've already performed. Well, you know what? Drastic times turn to drastic measures. And I'm thinking at this point, yeah, how about you? Yeah, you and the glasses. You want to help me out on this part? Hey, then, ladies and gentlemen, give her a big round of applause as she joins me on the stage. You guys, she's not here yet. Hello there. What's your name, darling? Athena. Everybody say hello, Athena.
Hello, Athena.
Thank you, folks, that did the accent. That makes us very happy. Hey, Athena, get a more center stage. This is your part of the show now. Well, Athena, here's what's going to happen. You and I are going to prove to these lovely people that sword swallowing is real. We're going to do it with this sword right here. Do me a favor, go ahead and take the sword and inspect it. Make sure it's not going to fold up, roll up, retract in the handle. Make sure it's a real sword, not one of the fake ones, you know?
It's all real.
Is sure? You like absolutely satisfied with that?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. You can hand that back to me, but don't go away, because we just proved that the sword is real. Now we gotta prove that sword swallowing is real. Can you lean your head back for me, please? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Really. See a look on her face? That was a look of no means no. Athena, I'm only joking. You do that. This is a sword swallowing show. Naturally, I'm gonna, yeah. But that's not the reason I brought you up here. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna swallow this sword, and then I'm going to take a bow to you. And then with your first hand, for a first-hand experience, you're going to grasp it firmly by the handle And gently and swiftly slide it out of my gullet.
Hey, yeah.
You seem a little bit nervous. Maybe a lot bit nervous. Athena, come here. Oh, do you mind if I... Yeah. Athena, you don't have to be nervous.
Okay.
Just remember, I trust you.
Thank you.
No, I seriously do trust you. I tell a lot of jokes in the show. This is not a joke. I seriously do trust you. I trust you is because there's only one key step that you need to follow to make sure this goes off without a hitch.
Yeah.
Only pull. Because
Okay.
Athena,
Yeah.
if you do anything else but pull, we're not going to be friends anymore. Yeah, just firm grip, smooth pull out. Go ahead and hold it up in the air because you look awesome right now. You're going to look even more awesome when you're holding up this sword. I'm alive, and all these witnesses people are going to be filming this moment and possibly put it on their social media. I'm looking at you right there.
It's a human encounter.
Can you believe what she's doing? Or what she's about to do, for that matter. Athena, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed? Let's actually put you over here. That's much more picturesque for what's going on here. And also, it's like they're able to see what's going on here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do stress film this part. Because a couple of years ago, it was pointed out to me that if you press record at the right moment using the boomerang feature, needless to say, it makes you happy on a cloudy day. So if you do want that sort of souvenir, folks, go ahead and switch over to boomerang mode. If you are going to post it to social media, I ask you please tag Sideshow Side, as well as, yeah, live here right there, as well as Colorado Renaissance Fair, folks. We love seeing what our audience does for that. And it just makes me so happy at the end of the day. So yes, please and thank you in advance. Athena, are you ready for this? Yeah, you ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this?
Okay.
Great, because it's going down for real. Thank you very much. Hey, Athena, before you go, you want to smell it? No, no means no. Ladies and gentlemen, one more huge round of applause for Athena. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, a nice little souvenir to share at Thanksgiving dinner. Hey, this one's a little juicy. I'm part pastor. Bless you. There you have it, folks. Sword swallowing is 100% real. Answers the one most common question that I'm asked when it comes to a sword swallowing show, and was proven by the very gentle hands of Carrie there. And now comes the second most popular question I'm asked. Do I feel the swords when I swallow them? And honest to God truth is yes, I do. Sometimes they tickle a little bit. Oh yes. This sword goes by many names. In the West they call it the flamberge. In the East they call it the Chris. Over here in America they call it the wiggly one. The wiggly one indeed. I feel this one every step of the way, all the way from my tonsils down to the fallopian tubes, I guess. We have an educated punch in the center right here. You can explain it to the rest of them. There's an added bonus for you. Or if you watch closely, and you are indeed lucky, I've been told you can actually see the sides of my throat wiggle as it goes in and as it comes out. Yes, it's gross, but you'll watch. You've been so awesome and so attentive. You've handled the show this far. I bet you can handle this next part. I now want to whip out what is without a doubt the most dangerous sword I swallowed. It took me longer to get this sword down than it took me to get one sword, period. Until I find a better name for it, we shall call it the Showstopper. Oh yes, this is gonna happen. I probably don't have to explain to you why this one's so dangerous. Let's just say if this goes wrong, It's gonna take the zippity right out your doodah. Let's do this one correctly. Ladies and gentlemen, lords and ladies, the curved sword, the showstopper. Onward.
Woo!
Ain't awkward. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. But I like taking the show with a bang. And a bang is about 10 times the amount of applause that was. So I offer up to you the deadliest encore. The deadliest encore, which involves the ultimate sword swallowing stunt. Do you want to see the ultimate sword swallowing stunt? Of course you do. Before I do, folks, I want to take a moment, very brief moment, and thank you all so much from the bottom of my stomach for taking the moment out of your day, coming to see my show, coming to see all of our shows. This rent fair, us performers, all of our vendors, none of this exists without you guys. Thank you so much for that. I traveled all the way out from Southern California to perform here my first season at Colorado Renaissance Fair, and every single one of you has made it worth it. Thank you. If you enjoyed the show, I consider my job well done. At the end of the show, I give you all a chance to rate my show, meaning at any given point, if you could have rated it from 1 to 100, I ask you to please place your rating into my hat.
68!
In all honesty, any rating, big or small, any denomination, is greatly appreciated. I do travel all over the country performing the world's most deadly stunt to lovely audiences such as yourself. If you're not sure what to rate a sword swallower, here's a little scale for you. $1 says thank you for the show. $5 says I like the show. 10 says I love the show. And 20 or more says, oh my god, that show was so amazing. I want to support you in everything you do and possibly take you home to meet my dad. And if no ratings whatsoever, just come up, shake my hand, let me know you enjoyed the show. Because that's why I do it. I risk my life performing this deadly stunt because I live for my audience. Thank you one more time for letting me share my art with you. But now, you want it. You asked for it. You earned it. You're gonna get it. I now give you the ultimate sword swallowing stunt. I'm not gonna swallow this one. I'm sorry to disappoint, but that's a very bad career choice. Yeah, we're gonna do something different and even more rare. We're actually going to end the show the way it began. And out of the few dozen professional sword swallowers left in the world, I am one of just a couple who will perform this one live on stage. And that is, I'm going to swallow this sword, and then I'm going to balance this rapier upright for however long I see fit to get the applause I think I deserve. If you care about my health, and the health of the front row, as soon as my hands come off this blade, please give it your all. Folks, one more time, thank you again so much for coming to my show, letting me share my art with you. We have only 1 week and 1 day left of the Renaissance Fair. Please invite your closest friends, relatives, or enemies back here, folks. We love to see your smiling faces again. Coming up next is indeed the Crack Show with their grand finale show, presenting the tale of the Shotgun, and it's one great way to really end your day. So I definitely, personally, encourage you to come back and see that show. If they ask me nicely enough, I might join them on stage with a drum myself. But until then, here you go. The ultimate sword swallowing stunt, also known as the $100 stunt. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with these parting words. Whatever your parents told you not to do as a child, it's a good chance you'll make money doing as an adult. And even if that means following your dreams, by golly, go do it. Folks, I'm Cy the Sword Swallower. It's both honor and a privilege. Thank you all so much.